Hi guys, how you doing? Hope everybody can hear me okay and see me okay. How are you? Happy New Year. Happy 2023. Yeah, last year went by fast. Went really, really, really fast. So, what am I going to be talking to you guys about today? I actually want to talk about, which is appropriate. This is the first time we are meeting today for 2023. So the first Fridays of a lot of Fridays. So I was thinking about let's talk about goals. And I thought maybe I could share some of the goals that I have, not just for me personally, but for the channel and for the group and everything. Because one of the things that I really like is I want us to, most importantly, out of everything that I do with this channel and with the Facebook group and everything else, I want us to have a really, really good time. I want us to learn. I want us to have fun making mistakes, learn about more of our mistakes and how to make things better, and help each other to, just get better at what we do. Oh, I see someone just popped in. You want to say hi, Mello? Hello. Okay, we see you. Yes. I'm working. I'm working. Okay, so he's always checking to see if I'm working. I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh, you probably don't. It's a glare. I got a really special gift. I'm gonna have to take it off the wall because I gotta show you this. This is like so super cool. I see there's a glare on it, so I'm gonna take this down. Wait, okay. Hold on. Oh God. Oh, I should have told Fred and I put it up. Okay, got it. All right. I got this from Sandra. Okay. I didn't get it in time for show and tell. She embroidered, she got a picture of Mello in the digitized, and she embroidered it. I want to make sure there's no glitter. But look at this. It looks just like him. Well, it is him. But oh my God. So Sandra, if you are watching, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is actually hanging there, and I'll put it back up on my wall when I'm done with embroidery happy hour. Um, I was kind of hoping that you would be able to see it, but there was a glare on it, so that's okay. But I have to show it off. I really, really have to show it off and stuff. But anyway, I got sidetracked. You guys know I always get sidetracked. Okay, but I do have my notes, and I want to share with you guys some of the ideas that I have for this channel coming up. Wrote it down in my notes and stuff so I don't forget. Okay. So, like I was saying in the very, very beginning, okay, one of the things that is really, really important for me for this channel is that I want to make it a fun channel. I want it to be a channel where you always have a great time watching the videos, and you always like leave the video feeling that you learned something. Whether it's you learned how to do it right, but I also if you learned how to do it wrong, okay? Because to me it's really important to not just show everything perfect. You're gonna make mistakes, okay? Um, I have a video that I'm gonna be posting tomorrow, because someone had reached out to me and they said, "Hey, have you ever looked into embroidering with yarn?" So I was kind of like, "Oh, that sounds like fun, embroidering with yarn." I tried it and it was a hot mess. Okay. So I videotaped the whole thing, and I even videotaped how it came out looking. Okay. And it was this sweatshirt. Now, as you can see, there's no yarn on this sweatshirt. Okay. This is an applique. All right. And what I was trying to do was I was trying to use this yarn to do the outline of the W. However, though, this yarn was way too thick. And when you watch the video tomorrow after I post it, you guys are going to see the hot mess that it looked. So what I did was I showed how I removed the yarn using my Peggy stitch eraser, and then I put it back in the machine so that way I could just finish this off regular applique with no yarn. Um, because I think it would have looked better if I picked maybe a thinner yarn, but yeah, it just didn't work out. Okay. So I kind of, when I do my videos, and for those of you that have been watching me for quite some time, know that when I do my videos, I am very, very raw. I just like things to be the way they are. Okay. I don't like to edit out mistakes or anything like that. If I screw up, I like you guys to see that I screwed up because we all make mistakes and we're all human, and I don't want anyone to like ever like lose confidence in anything that they try to embroider or sew. um it's just, I don't want folks to be like, oh, I can't do that. Yes, you can do that, because even people that have done this for a very long time still make mistakes. So I don't ever want someone to feel intimidated or anything. A lot of times people even feel intimidated right when they open the box and they see the sewing machine. And then they, if they look at a multi needle, they see all these needles and they're like, oh my God, that's too hard. I can't learn it. Or they, even the single needle, that Brother SC 1900, where it's just one needle, they're like, oh, there's too many buttons. It's too much, too many functions. I don't understand it. And next thing you know, they put it in the box and they put it in their closet. Meanwhile, it's if they had just took the time and just relaxed, took a deep breath, and just say, let it flow. And if I mess up, I mess up, and I'm going to keep going. Before you know it, you end up hugging that machine and you're addicted to it. And then you love it. And next thing you know, you're doing all this like great, awesome stuff. So the whole thing with the channel is I want to keep it that way. I like that. I like reaching, talking to people. And I've met so many of the subscribers that really like the content and the way it is, and I want to make sure that that remains. Now I want to also share some of the things that I plan on doing this year moving forward. Okay. One of the things is I want to start teaching projects that incorporate the sewing with the embroidering. Okay. And I want to try to do this at least once a month. I'll give you an example. Like, let's create a coin case together, and at the same time that we're sewing together a coin case, let's personalize it with embroidery. Okay. Let's create a tote bag. We'll sew a tote bag together, but we'll also embroider the tote bag with a cute design, or you can personalize it, or however. That way, a it's you're using both sides of the machine. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. um as you guys know, I have a Brother SC 1900, which is sewing and embroidery. I want us to be able to use both sides of the machine. And we start creating these products, I want us to try to utilize as much of the functionality of the machine as we possibly can. For example, the machine has like, I think it's 240 stitches on there. A lot of times when people are sewing, they usually sew zigzag and they use straight stitch. Well, I want to do some projects where we're going to incorporate some of those other stitches. Because if you guys don't know, the SC 1900 also stitches sideways as well, not just going forward and backwards. It actually goes side to side. So let's use all that. Let's use some of those decorative stitches. Let's use some of, all the functionality of it. That way you get used to the machine, especially those that just got it. That way you start to learn, oh, that's what this button does. That's what I can use this for. So I really want to start to do that. So I'm going to I've already wrote down a couple of projects that I want to try to do, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to videotape it, and I'm going to try to post it once a month. And then I thought maybe we could even do maybe a little challenge where I can come out and say, hey guys, look at this video. This is how I make this. We're embroidering, we're sewing, we can do pillowcases, we can do reading pillows. Sometimes people buy the reading pillows and they just embroider it. let's make one from scratch, because all we got to do is just buy zipper and a fabric, right? And then we can stick it in the machine and we can do that. That would be lots of fun. At the same time, you get to practice your sewing skills and practice your embroidery skills. And then I was also thinking that after I do that on a month, on a monthly basis, and I show you guys the projects, you guys can go ahead if you want, and you can, create one of your own. And then maybe the last Friday of every month, we can probably do show and tell Friday, where, because I really liked when, for the Esther, how, everybody, I put the link out there. People were loved showing their stuff and everything. And I figured we can do something like that, where we can do like a show and tell. And, and then I figured we can look at each other's stuff. Even, if you sewed it and you made an error, when we're doing the show and tell, show your error, so that way we can like help you and show you, well, maybe you should have tried this way or that way in sewing it or embroidering it. Did you change? Maybe you used the wrong needle, maybe you used the wrong weight thread. We can help each other and stuff. So I was thinking about that, of trying to incorporate that in the channel for this year. The other thing that I wanted to do is that I noticed that a lot more people are starting to get like the multi-needle machines, especially like the brother brands that I have. Um, I have to admit, even though I've had these two machines for a long time, there is a lot of functionality in this machine that I really haven't even touched or explored yet. So I figured, just like I did a playlist for the SC1900, I figured I could do a playlist for the 6 needle and the 10 needle, where I can go down each of the functions of the machines to see how they actually work. Like, for instance, I do get a lot of questions on how you anchor a needle and how you unanchor it. I think someone reached out to me today and said, hey, I noticed that in your multi-needle machine, you have your picture on the screen. How do you do that? How do you personalize your machine? I can do videos on that. I can go down through all the buttons, just like I kind of did with the Brother SC1900. So that way we can see how it works. And it would be really great, because even if you don't own a multi-needle machine, if you're looking and thinking about it, then maybe you could like watch those videos, and then you can see what functionalities these machines offer, so that when you go out and you look at other brands and stuff, you have a good solid base, so that way you can do a comparison, so that you can make sure that you get the right machine that fits your needs, because I always like when people ask me what multi-needle machine I should buy. A lot of times I don't really like to answer that question. And sometimes I think people get a little frustrated when I do answer it, because basically what I usually advise people is, buying a multi-needle machine is really the same thing as when someone is trying to buy a car. Okay. They're very, very, very expensive. And each of these machines has its own functionality, their own way of working. They all have their own different types of warranty and support. So there's a lot of research that you really need to put in when you're looking to purchase something like this. So I am not the type of person that's going to say, oh, just because I own it, it's the right machine for everybody. It's not like that. It really depends a lot on your needs, what you want to do, what you want to focus on, how you want to grow, and also, what you want. There's a lot of things to consider, like budget, support, warranty, and like I said, functionality, room. Some machines can be bigger, smaller. So there's just so many things, right? So, but the thing is, if I could do these videos, and I feel like, doing the videos on these two machines could serve two purposes. It can help those that do actually own the machines today, and probably haven't touched on some of that functionality because they didn't know how to do it either. And it can also help those people that are in the market for it, so that they can make the best decision for themselves at the end of the day. So, I'm planning on actually doing something like that. So I figured we could have like a little library on the channel on both these brother machines. That way, it can help a lot of people and stuff. Now, the other thing that I want to try to do is I also want to try some projects on embroidering on different types of fabrics. We get that question a lot, and I know it's something that as embroiderers we all struggle with. A lot of times what happens is when you're embroidering and you are doing really well, you kind of get into like something, what we call the comfort zone, right? For me personally, my comfort zone has always been kitchen towels and dinner napkins. It truly has been. The reason why first of all, I do love that because I love using my dinner napkins, especially when I'm entertaining in my home. And then I love the kitchen towels because I think it's something that's very simple to make. You never see really a home out there that doesn't have a kitchen towel hanging in their kitchen, right? It's something that's very, very practical that almost everybody has. And I like doing the personalization of the kitchen towel because I feel like it's something that is so common in everyone's home, but I like to give that little personal touch to it. And one of the things that I love as a business owner is that kitchen towels are very easy, right? They're easy on the inventory. I don't like to offer a lot of the colors in kitchen towels. I usually just offer two colors, which is usually the ivory, like a beige, or the white. That's it. I don't do green, red, blue, or all those other colors. They're out there and people, can do it. You can embroider on those. But me, as for inventory purposes, I just like those two colors because I think those are the two more common. They go really well with a lot of designs. So I kind of stick to those two. The dinner napkins, I do offer a little more variety in the colors of those, but they're not very bulky items, right? So I usually have about like 3 or 4 packs of each of the colors that I carry in stock. And I just replenish them as the little the 12 packs go. And dinner napkins I like because they're not bulky items, they're small. So when it comes to like inventory and storage, very easy to do. And I just like the dinner napkins. I mean, I think they're very easy, simple, and it's something that a lot of folks really enjoy, especially during special occasions, like weddings, Thanksgiving, Christmas dinners, birthdays, graduation, there's baby showers. There's a lot of different occasions, and I kind of like it because it's kind of like special. So anyway, so those are kind of like my comfort zone, and I know the material that I always like to embroider on. However, though, there's so much different fabric out there, okay, and different types of items as well. Some of the videos that I have done, like the last one that I did when I did the car heart, I think it's called car. My English is really like jacked up. Okay, you guys know that, right? I think it's car heart. Those construction jackets, okay, that the real heavy jackets that are real super thick. That was outside of my comfort zone, okay? Just like you guys, I get nervous too, okay? And I can freak out and I can end up with anxiety and stuff. And I'll be like, oh my God, I'm going to mess up this guy's jacket, okay? Let me tell you, if it wasn't for Liliana that had, I think if she was here personally, she probably would have slapped me and said, calm down, you're going to be fine, because I was looking at that jacket and I was like, oh my God, I never embroidered on something like this before. Oh my God, it's so thick. Oh my God, what if I mess it up? And then when I looked up the jacket and I saw those jackets range from $100 to $150 a pop, I was like, oh my God, this is an expensive jacket. Oh my God, And next thing you know, it's like I kind of scared myself. And then I sent a message to Liliana and I was like, hey, can we talk? And she's always like, she's so like, that lady is so nice. She was just like, call me now. And then I called her. And then, she really put me at ease. She really did. Because she was like, yeah, I do it all the time. It's okay. And she gave me the advice, go get the clamps. And that way, the mighty hoops really hold it down and stuff. So, that was getting outside my comfort zone. Okay. And that is one of the reasons why I have to be on. I love her channel because she doesn't do like the same type of embroidery all the time. She doesn't. She thinks outside the box. I mean, she does everything. I've seen her embroider baskets for NBC. I saw her when she was embroidering chairs, the back of chairs. Okay. She was doing the patches and then she was embroidering on it. Seen her do patches. I seen her do hats. I mean, she does it all. But then again, she's been in the business for over 20 years. Okay. So that's the thing too, is that she is so comfortable in embroidering anything. It's like, with me, it's like, I'll be like, oh, you want me to embroider something for you? Okay, well, what's the material like? What's the fabric feel like? That kind of stuff, right? So this year, I want to try to just get out of that comfort zone. I want to really start like, no kidding. Let's get out of that comfort zone. Let's see what it's like to embroider on all different types of fabric. Let's look at different items out there. Okay. Let's not go for the simple stuff. Let's go for the complicated stuff too. Okay. If it works, great. If it doesn't, we're going to learn. Okay. I mean, so we got to get out of that comfort zone. Okay. Um, the other thing is, I also want to explore in brilliance a little more. Like right now, the way I'm using in brilliance, which kind of goes back to the comfort zone. When I'm working on in brilliance, most of the time I'm just like opening files, I'm merging files, I'm just designing certain things. But I bet you there is just so much more to that software that I probably have not really touched. Okay. I use the knockdown stitches and all that kind of stuff. I really want to start using the Merly patches module a lot more. Okay. I really want to start exploring on things that I can really do with that software, because I got a feeling we're just touching the surface. So I'm actually going to start exploring that a little bit more. Okay. What else do I got going on here? Okay, I already guys told you I want to do a project of the month. And I figured we could show it off. Now, some of you guys have reached out to me also and have talked to me about, hey, can I do a video on QuickBooks? Okay. Um, I'm thinking about it. I'm going to tell you something though up front. I am not an accountant by any way, means, or anything like that. Okay. So I'm going to see what I can do to try to, help you understand QuickBooks. But if I find that I'm not really comfortable with it, what I will do is I will look to see what other channels are out there, because they do have channels out there that actually show you how QuickBook works, okay, and stuff. Now, the reason why is because I'm not a tax person at all. That's not my trade, my education, okay. I'm an IT specialist. Okay. I like data. I'm really big into data strategy, strategic thinking. Okay, that's really been my career. Running a business, this is really very new to me. So just I've only been doing this now since 2019. So, I mean, and today I was looking at my numbers as to like how my business is growing. But like when it comes to like taxes and all that kind of stuff and everything, a good friend of mine is a tax attorney, so he actually handles all of that for me. And it's like he goes through all my books and everything. I do know some, but there are times when Emmanuel has to like wheel me in and go, "No, Jeanette, you can't do that," or Jeanette, you're not tracking right, So he still has to jump in once in a while and kind of like wake me up a little bit. Mm, sorry. So, I don't I have to see, because my whole thing is I never want to give out bad advice. Okay. My whole thing is I want to help people. I don't want to hurt anybody. So, I mean, I don't mind showing you how I do it. But the thing is, I don't want to like say that it's the way to do it for everyone, because you got to remember too, some of you guys may not be in the US. Um, And some of us are in different states, and different states have different tax rates, different laws, different, ways of doing business, right? So I really don't want to misinform anyone. Okay. So that's really the whole thing that I'm kind of hesitant about. All right. So I just really want to share that because I just really want to be honest with you guys. Okay. Now, the other thing too that I was thinking about is in the channel for this year, I want us to have more conversations about customer situations. Okay. When you are running an embroidery business, there's going to be times, you're always dealing with customers, right? And you're going to have certain types of different situations. Now, the thing with embroidery is that embroidery is very, it just downright is custom. It's all custom work. Okay. Whenever someone asks for something, everything that people come to you for, any type of embroidery, everything is custom. So, there's just so much that you have to think about. You have to think about how you're going to process your orders, how you're going to interact with customers. And, situations may come to you. And like I had a situation where, I was hired to do the medical shirts. And, I mean, thank goodness everything turned out great and everything. But I kind of screwed up. I didn't follow my own advice. So about, payment up front all the time. So, there's a lot of things that sometimes happens, and, you want to be able to be prepared for types of situations, and you also want to be able to place yourself in a position where you can really provide the best customer service you possibly can, for the simple reason that when you have a very good relationship with your customers, they're most likely going to come back. I have a lot of repeat customers, and a lot of times it's because they like the way that I work with, that first of all, they like the quality of the embroidery that I do, but they also like that they can come to me and I can be, very honest and open with them. And, I explain the process of, what's it going to take to do embroidery. For instance, like, tomorrow I'm going to be meeting with a customer. They have a big event and they need to make sure that they have their shirts embroidered with their company name and everything. I have been working with him for about 2 weeks now, with Fazil. And Fazil is the person that I use for digitizing. So the three of us have been working really closely to get his logo perfect, right? And so tomorrow he'll be coming in. I'll be showing him the samples, and he'll be bringing in the shirts that he wants embroidered. So that way we can take those samples, put them against the shirt to make sure that it's exactly what he's looking for. So, there's like so many things that are involved whenever you're taking orders for embroidery and dealing with your customers. So I want to have that conversation with you guys about, things that, I personally do, and, to work with my customers that are local and even online as well. That just because someone is not local by you, you still have situations that you have to deal with at times. And, sometimes you just got to do, you got to interact with them, right? So, now give you an example of that. During the Christmas holidays, I got a lot of orders. My orders were really tremendous. They were, I was really, really surprised at how many that I got. But it can get very overwhelming. And the customer had reached out to me and they ordered a towel. It was a repeat customer. And they said, "Hey, Jeanette, I don't know why, but Etsy just didn't put in the right address." Okay. Because I think she had an account before, but Etsy, for some reason, kept her old address with her account. So whenever she ordered something, it always popped up the old address. So she was like, "Hey, this is my new address. This is where I need the item to be sent to." So I was like, "Not a problem. I got it." So when I went and I, put her new address in there, I forgot to hit the save button. And when I did not hit the save button and I pressed that label and I printed it printed it out with the old address. So what did I do? I wasn't paying really attention. I stuck the label on the package and I shipped it out. So next thing you know, she emailed me back and she was like, Jeanette, it got sent to the wrong address, and I'm so upset. That was a gift from my mom. And I felt so bad. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. So one of the things that I did was I told her, I said, I don't know if you're gonna get the gift before Christmas and stuff. So I'm gonna refund the money so you have time to go get something else or whatever. I redid the towel for her anyway. It was a personalized kitchen towel. I redid it and then I sent it priority to the right address and I refunded her money. And then what I thought was like so cool was when the mom got it, she wrote me a note and she said, "Oh my God, Jeanette, I want to pay you." And I told her, "No, you don't have to pay me because it was my mistake and it stressed you, and I just wanted to make it right." So, to me, it's like sometimes I just feel like, for some people, they may be like, well, Jeanette, if you keep doing that, you lose money. Well, yes and no. And I'm going to tell you, did I lose money on that sale? Absolutely. Yes, I did. I lost money on that sale because I didn't make any money. However, though, one thing I know for sure is that, I didn't lose that customer for the future because she knows that I'm going to, I'm going to make it right. Okay. She knows, she's like, she makes mistakes, but she owns up to it and she makes it right. You know what I mean? So to me, I know me as a customer, if I go and I buy something from someone and they screw up or they messed up or whatever, but they went over and beyond to try to correct the situation, I'm still going to shop there because why not? I mean, everybody makes mistakes, but they didn't just make the mistake. I mean, they made it right. So to me, that's important. And sometimes people kind of overlook that, I think. And I just think that sometimes too in this world, people are so used to being mean to one another that they don't just like step back and say, hey, just be nice to somebody. I don't know, it's just I find that sometimes people people are more willing to be nasty than to be nice, when to me being nice, it doesn't really cost much, but it just me. Okay, so maybe I'm soft, I don't know. So anyway, when it comes to that stuff, I guess. All right, the other thing also that I wanted to do was I wanted to explore more this year about our sewing and embroidering environment. There was a time, and I think in one of our happy hours, we talked about our sewing spaces, right? And in the video, we talked about how important our environment is because this is where we create. This is like we want it to be comfortable. We want to be able to find things. We want it to be organized and all that kind of stuff. But one of the things too is that I want to talk about what we find that actually works for us and what is it that doesn't work. And what are some ideas out there that we can, use? Okay? And I'll give you an example of this. What about, cleaning? Let's talk about maintaining our machines, okay? Sometimes, you could look at certain websites when you're looking for things to maintain your machines and all that kind of stuff and everything. And next thing you know, it's like they sell these like brushes, right? And let me see, all the brushes are all the way back there, but and Mello's in the way. Okay, so all right, cleaning brushes to clean the lint out of your machines, right? Well, sometimes when you go to some places and everything, to go look for these cleaning brushes, they're charging you like $8, $10 for a brush. When you could go to the dollar store and you can buy a brush from the dollar store, does the same thing, and you save money. So to me, I want us to talk more about that. I want to talk about things that we can get to make our lives a little easier, but doesn't have to break the bank. Okay. because as you guys know, I'm very, very, very I always say cheap, but I know you guys say frugal, but you know what? Call it what it is. I don't like to spend my money like that. Okay. So I want us like this year to really focus on how can we enjoy what we do and not break the bank. Okay. So when I'm talking about our sewing environment, I'm talking about how can we make this environment more comfortable for us so that we can, get our jobs done. And if we need some nicks, little notions or something like that, where can we go to get it more inexpensive? Okay. I mean, Amazon is great. I think Amazon is really, really great. You can go online and just order it, and it comes straight to your house. But sometimes it's not the best deal. Okay. And sometimes you still got to do your homework. All right. Perfect example of that was when I showed you guys my serger that I bought. Okay. Amazon had it for $259, and I got the exact same serger from Walmart for 199. So, I want us to really share that information about our sewing environments, and what works well. What have you tried that you kind of like regret getting? Okay. I don't mind saying it. I've picked up a couple of things where I'm kind of like, why did I buy that? Why did I buy? I'm not using it, or it doesn't work the way I thought it was going to work. Okay, so there's a I want us to have those conversations because we help each other from making those mistakes. Okay, the other thing, okay, I did mention that I want us to really talk about ways that we can save money. Like, where's the best place that we can buy our thread and all that kind of stuff. Okay, also let's talk about our businesses. Okay, for those of you guys that are doing embroidery as a business. All right, um, you know there's two ways to do it. Okay, like I was saying before, we can do it locally, we can do it online. So let's talk about. I figured this year we can look into ways of how are we going to make our businesses pop. Okay. Uh, in the past, I talked about having a good business plan and also having a good marketing plan. Okay, but let's talk about also, and I guess this falls more on the marketing plan. If you have an Etsy shop, okay, what are you doing to really make your Etsy shop pop? Okay, what are the best ways to make sure that when you are listing your items, you are really taking the best photos? How are you putting your descriptions, your keywords, your pricing of your listing? Are you really doing the proper research before you're actually putting your listing out on Etsy to see what your competitors are doing? Because you don't want to put something out there. Let's say you're selling a shirt, and then you say, okay, my shirt is I don't know, $50. I'm going to sell it for $50. But then when you go on Etsy, you find out that people are selling very similar shirts, $10. Chances are you're not really going to make that sale of $50 shirt, okay? Unless it's some kind of high quality and stuff. You're gonna have to put that in the description and stuff like that. So it's just something that I just want to explore a little bit, okay? And I also really want to talk about the do's and the don'ts. The do's and the don'ts when you are dealing with local sales, not just online sales, but local sales. Because you got to remember, when you are selling locally, when you're selling online, it's kind of different. Those are two different environments. Okay. So there's going to be two different ways that you're going to handle those types of environments. All right. Local is different. You're actually meeting with customers face to face. Okay. You're actually um, seeing each other. You're actually communicating with each other. You're actually exchanging money. You're actually exchanging the items from hand to hand. When you're doing it online, a lot of times it's through emails, texts, and someone just goes on your online shop. They buy it. There's some communication, but sometimes there's no communication. Sometimes what happens is people just see what they see and they like it, and then they just go and they buy it, and then you just fill the order and ship it out. So, but you want to, there's two different environments. So the thing is, because there's two different environments, you're going to have two different types of business processes on how you're going to handle both of those. So I want to talk about the do's and the don'ts and what works for you and what works for me and stuff. And then we can probably learn from each other and stuff. This whole past year in 2022 was actually pretty awesome. The whole year, for except for one day that I got sick, the COVID day, which, that was a blessing in disguise, that I had gotten the COVID, for the simple fact that, for you guys know, my sister Nancy has her channel, Gifts HQ. And because I had gotten the COVID, that is actually what pushed Nancy to do her first live. She was always it's not that she was afraid, but I don't think she had that confidence at that point, like where she felt like I can do this, And I kept pushing her and I kept telling her, you got to get out there, let people know who you are. Um, and she's doing really, really well. And I'm really, really proud of her. She met her goal of hitting 1,000. She's finally monetized and she's doing it. And I really think that Nancy found her niche with the knitting. I mean, her and that knitting machine, she loves that thing. She loves it. So, I mean, I'm really, really proud of her because she met her goal. I actually met my goal too. I wanted to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And I think I hit that mark. I think it was at the end of November, if I remember correctly, that I hit that number. And I was like, oh, that's like so awesome. So I am hoping that by the end of 2023, that I at least get to maybe 15,000. I'm not sure, I'm good with whatever. I'm happy with whatever the universe throws at me. I'm okay with it, because the way I look at it, if I help one person, it's all worth it. My Etsy has grown a lot. It didn't grow as much as in 2021. I got my little sheet right here so you guys can see. I keep track of everything, okay? Because like I said, my field is I like to analyze things, and I'm a strategic thinker. And so, yeah, so usually what I do, the reason why I do this the way I do it is so that I'm always looking for trends. Okay. And I feel like when you're running a business, you really want to look for trends. What you want to do is you want to see what has been the busiest times in your business through the whole year. Okay. So now I have had my business for 4 years. So I have 4 years worth of data to actually analyze, right? So right now, what I'm doing is I'm trying to answer all these questions, right? And the questions that I really want answered is, what are my hot times? Okay, so what is the time of the years? Is it Mother's Day? Is it Christmas that I make the most sales? Okay, because that way this information can help me to prep, because then I know that with what I do at those specific time periods, those are the times that I need to make sure I'm very well stocked. And those are the times that I know that I have to really organize and do really good at time management, because my sales will probably pop up and they'll probably rise. So I have to make sure that I am focused and ready to rock and roll. Okay. I also want to not just look at what my busiest times were, but I want to take a deep look at all of the products that I offer on the site. I want to see what has sold well, what hasn't sold well, and if I sold anything at all of any type of particular product. Now, there are a couple of items that I do have that I didn't sell any at all. One, I was pretty shocked because it was a brand new design that I worked on, and I thought it was going to be a hit. And I tried to push it on the top of my Etsy shop, but for some reason, people overlooked it. They weren't really looking at it. I'm not going to give up on that item yet, because I really think that it still could be one of a good seller. But I think I just might have to just look at the design a little bit and maybe give it a little tweak here or there, or maybe even look at the listing and see Am I using the right keywords to put it out there for people to actually see whenever they're looking up kitchen towels and stuff like that. I also want to look at my dinner napkins, see what were my best designs. The same thing with the baby blankets because I like doing those as well. So I want to see like what my best sellers were, what were the products that really didn't sell really good, what are my best times. I also want to see like how many repeat customers am I getting? I also want to look at my reviews and see, did I get any bad reviews? And if I did, what were what were their concerns, as to why? A lot of times people are afraid to ask customers, I saw that I didn't get a 5 star. I saw you gave me a 3 star or 2 star or whatever. Why? It's important for you to know that. Don't shy away from wanting to know why a customer didn't feel that your service was the best, to par. Okay. A lot of times, no one likes to hear the negative, but the negative is important because what it's going to do is it's going to help you to be better. Okay. You know, if the packaging looked really cheap, then that means maybe you should up your packaging. Take a look at the packaging. What kind of packaging are you using? If the maybe you should be using nicer packaging or something like that, or maybe you should put it in a plastic before putting it in the shipping bag. Um, did you change your material? Are you using the same type of material that you were using before? Because sometimes when you change vendors, right? Even though you're, like, I'll give you an example, like kitchen towels, right? There's, not all kitchen towels are equal. Some are thick, some are thin. Some feel like good quality. Some feel they're so thin that you can see right through them. Some embroider well, some don't embroider well. So, if you may have changed the vendor, or maybe you changed your blank to another type, and then, it just didn't meet the standard, you just never know. So it's like, always ask, look at your reviews. And if you have some negative ones, don't take it as something like, oh my God, like they say I suck, it's not that. They didn't say that, it's just pay attention. Now, there are some meanies out there, okay? There are some people out there that no matter what, you're not going to satisfy them, okay? And you'll be able to know who they are, okay? But the thing is, most importantly, what I'm trying to say is try to see what constructive criticism is there out there that can help you so that you can up your game. Okay, so because you're not going to be very successful if you just stay status quo. Okay, if you just stay status quo and you don't like say I don't need to change anything, it's not going to work. Okay, I think I talked in the past about refreshing your site. Like, I know mine's definitely up for a redo. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go into my Etsy shop. I'm gonna have to look at all my listings. I might have to refresh some pictures. I'm gonna have to change my banner because my banner has been up there for close to a year, so I would like to make something nicer. You always want to fresh up your shop. You want to fresh up your products and all that kind of stuff and everything. So, just those are some of the things that I want us to explore and talk about and stuff like that. Also, I wanted to mention also the Facebook group that I have. That yeah, and I don't even want to say I have, we have, okay, it's our Facebook group, okay. It has really grown. We have about over 3,000 people, members that are part of that group. I do monitor that group as much as possible. And whenever I see that there is something that is not appropriate or something like that, I do remove members from them. Okay, I've already, removed quite a bit. And one of the things that I do ask, if you guys do see something suspicious or stuff like that, please, you can just send me a note, report it. I know some of you guys have done that, and I really appreciate that, because my thing is, I can't, I'm not the police, but at the same time, I want to try to make that group as safe as possible for all of us. Okay. This, just like when I say about like, the digitizers and stuff, there's a lot of people out there that, I'm sure there's a lot of great digitizers out there. I'm sure they are, but unfortunately, there are a lot of scammers out there too. So when you are looking for a digitizer, please be very careful. Make sure that you're checking references for of people that you trust, and that I would always say, if you're trying a digitizer that you haven't really worked with in the past, I would always ask for a very small project first, see how their work is. I have several a list of digitizers that I usually work for. My number one is Faisal, and he is part of the group, and I do allow him to post his work on the group. I know him. He is very, very good. He has worked with me on numerous projects and complicated projects. Okay. And I know at times I probably drive that guy crazy. I probably do. He's probably like, oh God, it's her again. It's her again, but I'm telling you, one of the things that I like about him, and this is one of the things that I really tell people when you are looking for a digitizer, sometimes you don't just want someone that's going to take your item and just digitize it. Okay. Just like customer service. Customer service is something that is, to me, is like really super important. Okay. There have been times when I have asked Faisal to digitize something for me. And, it stitches great, but for some reason, the customer will say, hey, can you just do a border around it or something like that and everything? What I really love about him is I can reach out to Faisal and say, hey, Faisal, I need you to make a modification for me. And he does it on the fly for me. And he is like really cool. And what I love is that he is so approachable. I have worked with some digitizers where you send them the artwork, you send them the money, they send you the thing, and then when you're like, oh, I need a small modification, you never hear from them again. It's like they don't want to deal with you anymore. They're like, look, I already, you got it. Okay, gone. I'm off to the next customer. And it's okay. I got that. However, though, because I know that that's how they work, uh, and I know how Faisal works, I go to Faisal because Fazil's not going to do me wrong. And it's not that I don't know. Is it doing me wrong? I don't think so. It's just I know that Faisal will work with me. I know that he will work with me, and I know that I'm not going to be left in the dust or anything like that. So I trust him. I trust him. So yeah, so I just wanted to also tell you guys, if you see something that's a little funny around the Facebook group, and stuff like that, please don't be shy or anything like that, because I don't want anyone to be taken, okay, and stuff like that. So just let me know, reach out to me. I know several of you guys have reached out to me. You guys reached out to me for help and advice and everything. I try to be as approachable as I possibly can. Do know though, there may be times that I may not answer things right away because I still do work full time. I got 3 years left. I retire in 2026, and when I were in 2023, actually in March of 2026 is when I retired. March 13th at 3 o'clock p.m. in 2026. That's when I retire. And I'll probably call out sick that day, knowing me. Okay. So anyway, but yeah, so just know that I'm here to help. And also, one of the things that I do like about the Facebook group as well is that I do notice that at times when I have not been able to answer some of the questions and stuff, people have been so willing to jump in and help other people, and I really appreciate that, and I love that and stuff. So yeah, but anyway, I am going to go through the chat, and yeah, because I've already shared everything for 2023. And the other thing that I do want to, before I go through the chat and say hi to you guys and answer any questions and stuff like that, the other thing is, if you have an idea or a project or something you want me to try, please reach out. I don't mind trying it. Just like I think it was Wanda. Wanda reached out to me and said, "Hey, can we embroider with yarn?" Okay. Well, this video is going to come out tomorrow. Now, I'm going to tell you something. You guys probably going to laugh because to me, well, to me, it's a video fail because obviously, um, this doesn't have the yarn. Okay. I had to take it off and I had to actually put the yarn, because when I went to embroider this with the yarn, it just didn't look right. But the thing is, I did show you guys how to do it. The thing is, I don't think I used the right design. I think that, and I even say it in the video, if you plan on using the technique where you want to take a yarn that's as thick as this and you want to embroider it, I would make sure that you look closely at the design that you're trying to create with the yarn, because the yarn is thick, and because it's thick, it may not look good. Okay, so if what I would do is I would probably maybe make a big heart on a shirt. um Maybe that'll look cute, or circle or square, and then you do the embroidery inside. That would probably look a little better. I have seen where some people have taken this and they do people's names on it. I think the name would probably have to be pretty big, but I got a feeling that if it's not that big, if the fonts are not that big, I have a strong belief that the yarn is probably not as thick as the one that I got. Okay, I got this yarn from Michael's. It was like $5. I think they were trying to get rid of it, even though I'm gonna tell you something. I picked it from the $5 bin, but when I went to the register, they would tell me it was $10. And I was like, no. So I said it was in the $5 bin. So I told the guy, I'm not gonna pay $10, especially when I saw you have a sign over there for $5. So yeah, but then the lady walked with me and then we saw it was in the $5. So I got it for $5. Plus I got my military discount and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, but I think maybe I got the thick one, and I shouldn't have gotten the thick one. Maybe I should have gotten a thinner one. But yeah, you're gonna see in the video the whole process of how to do it. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you something right now. And I even say it in the video. Use your chopsticks. Okay, do not put your fingers by the needles. You will lose your fingers by your needles, because even in the video, I will show you that the chopstick broke a needle, and that chopstick could have been my finger. See, so and like I said, in my videos, I leave everything. I leave the mistakes and all that kind of stuff and everything, because I want you guys to see it. I want you guys to see things raw. Okay, so that way you learn. And if you guys saw it, when you guys see in the video where I'm like, oh, look at that, the chopstick broke the needle, that's a visual for you guys to understand. You don't put your fingers in there. And it's kind of funny because a lot of people will come out and say, well, who would put their fingers in there? You would be surprised how many people, and it's not just embroidering, but even sewing, and you accidentally get your finger caught underneath that needle. And yeah, it can be very, very painful. And I've even heard that some people had to sometimes get surgery to remove the needle from their finger, because it depends on how the needle hit your finger. I think if it went in your bone or something like that, I don't know. It has never happened to me, because I am a chicken. I don't, when I'm sewing, I do not sew. I'm not one of those that put the machine in full and go zzz, zzz. I just don't do that. I don't mind going slow. And when I was doing this, I slowed down my machine to 400 stitches per minute, which is the slowest that the embroidery machine would go. And that's what yeah, what I recommend. Yeah. So anyway, guys. Okay, so let me go through the chat and stuff and see who we got. and answer questions. Like I said, I'll answer questions and stuff like that, and so that we can get going. And yeah, we're gonna have a lot to do this year. I'm gonna try my best. And for embroidery happy hours, you guys have topics you guys want me to cover. I'll do my best to cover them. I know that you guys have wanted QuickBooks. Let me do the research on that. If I feel comfortable, I'll do it. I'll do an embroidery happy hour on QuickBooks. Maybe I could at least give you basics or something like for stuff for you guys to think about that you should be keeping receipts for, like your expenses and all that kind of stuff and everything. But like I said, I'm not a tax person and everything, but we could probably go through QuickBooks and look at the different categories and stuff that, and I can tell you what I put in there and how I actually use it and stuff. It's really a great software. I mean, it's very easy to use and stuff like that. You don't have to necessarily use QuickBooks either. When I first started, I used a spreadsheet, but the thing is, a spreadsheet can be pretty messy after a while, especially when you really start getting into things, right? When you want to try to start jotting down your expenses, how much you spend, and then keeping track of your receipts and all that kind of stuff. Because I remember the first year I had all my receipts on like an envelope, and Emmanuel was like, "Oh, okay, we got to work on this," And that's when he said, "We're going to use QuickBooks. And this is where you scan all your receipts in there and you attach it to your transactions. And then in QuickBooks, you can actually print out a report of all your receipts for that year. And then you staple it together and you file it away with the paperwork of your taxes." So I was kind of like, okay. So, I can do stuff like that in QuickBooks because that I know that'll help you in some, right? It'll help you in something. So I don't want to like say I don't want to do it, period. I just have to think about how I can show you, so that way I can at least show you the basics and stuff, so that way at least you can get in there and then you can start running with it and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, yeah, so I am going to go up the chat, and I see Miss Max. Happy New Year, Miss Max. Hey Marlene, how are you? Hey Sassy, how you doing? Stink Sacks Stunk. Looking forward to 2022. Stunk. Yeah, well, I think for me, 2022, it wasn't a bad year. It really wasn't. There it was okay. It was okay. I can't complain. I guess what it is too is I like to I don't know. I want to always stay positive. So, I'm not going to say the whole year was great. There were, we've had our moments and stuff. But the thing is, I'm grateful. I'm here, I'm alive, my family's fine. We're okay. I mean, we didn't hit the lotto or anything. That's okay. I'm kind of grateful. And I guess what it is too is I feel like the older you get, the more you start to really focus on what's important to you. You know, um, it's like to me, I want to have fun in doing what I do. I want to just focus on, like what can I don't know. I just feel like when you're young, you're focusing on what can I get for me. And now I feel like I'm at a place in my life where I'm kind of like, okay, how can I give back? And that's just how I feel. I mean, I feel like, okay, how can I give back? How can I do what I do and love it and also help others? That's just how I feel. So, but I'm hoping that in 2023 I can help more. That's just how I'm feeling about it. But I have so many friends too that kind of like were like 2022 kind of like sucked for them, so they're really looking forward to this year and stuff. Hey Robin, how you doing? Let's see. I see. Hey Guinea, how are you? Hey Iris. Hey Barb. Hey Miss Mitchell. Hey Tara. Crafty Puerto Rican, how you doing? Hey Evelyn. Hi Allison. Hey Christian. Hey Iris. Hey Simone. I see Miss Taylor. How you doing? Hey, Marcia. I see Eartha. Um, hey, Jackie. Let's see. Husband purchased a Husky 52-inch table, and it goes up and down for my birthday yesterday. Oh, congratulations. Happy birthday, Barbara. Hey, Christian. Um, yes, if you guys like today's happy hour, please give me a thumbs up. I know that usually in my happy hours, I always like to like show you guys something and stuff like that. But this happy hour, I really just wanted to kind of like share with you some of my thoughts of what I want to do this year, with the channel and everything like that. And the channel isn't just like, my channel. I kind of feel like this is our channel. So it's like if you have ideas or something like that that you really want me to like, do, like I know some of you guys had talked to me about doing videos on the multi-needle machines, on the functionalities and all that kind of stuff. I don't mind doing that. I mean, I think that's great because the way I see it is if you guys need this information, I'm sure there are other people out there that need this information as well. So I don't mind doing that because that's how we learn, right? So, yeah. So let's see. Just looks like no. Yeah, I really think that Sandra did such a beautiful, beautiful job on that portrait of Mello. I'm telling you, I thought it was awesome. I just love it. She took his picture, and I mean, it's just beautiful. It really is. It really, really is. And I just loved it. I mean, she also wrote me like a 2-page letter, which I thought was like so cool. And I have it right here and stuff. And I don't know if you guys. Well, I guess you can't see because. Well, let me see if I can flip it. Um, but let me see. I sometimes get. Let me unplug here. I sometimes get little notes and cards from some of the folks. And here we go. Okay, so you see the wall right behind me. So every time I get like a little card or a little letter or note or something like that, um, I always keep it and I have it in that wall. And I always tape it to the wall. And it means a lot to me because one of the things that I do, and which I know is kind of like sat. I don't know what you call it, but anyway, I sometimes like not that I'm feeling down or anything like that, but it's just sometimes you do that little up, like you're like like I'm tired or whatever. I like to open those little cards and I read, and then it's like it kind of reminds me that I am making a difference. I did help someone. People actually enjoy what I'm doing, so that to me means a lot. So it's like it's my little wall of it, I guess, of inspiration and stuff. That's how I see it. Everybody needs to have something to just like you know remind themselves that it's okay. So to me it's like I like every time I get a thank you card or something like that, I always take it and I tape it on my wall. And I'm gonna make it a little neater because right now it's like a little like bunched up because it started with a little string, and but I got so many cards that now it's like okay, so I actually want to like take them down and I want to redo it all on the wall. So that way, like I can walk in and I can just like read. I like to reread them. I think they're like really cool. So anyway, but enough about that. Anyways. um Let me see. Yeah, but I really loved that portrait, and that portrait is gonna go right there. I had it hanging right there next to my sewing sign that my sister got me. It's gonna go right up there and stuff. Um, let's see. Oh, everybody's talking about Sandra's work. Yeah, she did. It was beautiful. I love that she did that. and stuff. Let me see. You are already doing that, Jeanette. Your videos are funny, very informative. Learned a lot from them. Oh, thank you, Marlene. I appreciate that. Means I'm meeting my goal. It's the hey Gail, how you doing? Hey tools for Eve. Machine embroidering for a month now. And a whole lot of learning and mistakes. And you're gonna keep making mistakes, tool for Eve. And you know what? Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. I mean, it's like Susie told me, it's just fabric. It's just fabric. That's it. And that's how you learn. Hey Yolanda, how you doing? Hey Judy, how you doing? Um, that is yeah. I think what it was, honestly, guys, you guys are probably gonna laugh when you see the video. I'm gonna upload it. I'm working on uploading it tonight, and then I'll be sure to put it public tomorrow morning. But yeah, this was not the size yarn that I should have picked for the project I was trying to do. But at least the video gives you the idea of what I was trying to achieve, But yeah, it was kind of funny. And the thing is too is in the video I actually showed you, and I think I told you guys already that I took the Peggy Stitch eraser and then I just cut the bobbin threads and this came right off. Um, you know, so as you can see, this is some of the embroidery thread. See, that's in there. So I just had to like take that off. But yeah, but that's okay. I'll use this for something else. I don't know what, but I'll find a use for it. Maybe for one of our projects, our sewing projects and stuff. Maybe that's what I'll do. Um, oh yeah, Feliz Dia de los Reyes. Today's the arrival of the Three Kings and stuff. That's big in Puerto Rico because that's like our second Christmas day and stuff, which is January 6th and stuff, especially for little kids. Because I remember when I was little, we used to like go outside. Well, we used to get the plants because I grew up in New York City. And New York City didn't have no grass. It's all concrete. You know what I mean? So anyway, but whatever grass you could find, okay, you would take it, you would put it underneath your bed. And then on January, June, I was June 6th. January 6th, which is the arrival of the Three Kings, is supposed to be the Three Kings came to visit baby Jesus with the gifts, right? So what it is you would put the grass underneath your bed, you would go to sleep, and then when you would wake up, you look under your bed, you would find presents. So that meant like, like the Three Kings came to visit you. It's for kids, and stuff. Little. I used to do that with Calito when he was little until he turned about 8. Then he didn't want to do the Three Kings anymore thing. So I'm like, yeah, but this is like for kids and all that kind of stuff, But yeah, happy Three Kings Day. Let me see. It's still in the box. Let's see. Hey, Leslie, how are you? Hey, Sassy, the queen of mistakes. Hey, Elma, how are you? I see Nana. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, Liliana, how you doing? Happy New Year to you too. Oh my God, I was mentioning you today. Hey Alba. Let's see. Who else we got? Hey Ozzy, how you doing? Happy King's Day. Yes. And Ozzy, I think you're in Puerto Rico, right? I think you are and stuff. Yeah, everybody's enjoying the Three Kings Day and stuff. Hey Veronica, how are you? You can do Christmas in July. Well, you know what's so funny too, Veronica, that you mentioned Christmas in July. I noticed that here sometimes they have these like little what you call it? It's like the sewing quilt show fairs, little fairs. And in the fairs, they have like Christmas in July or something like that. And they actually have these craft fairs and people start selling Christmas items and stuff like that. But they actually do that here. So let me see. Let's see. Um, Sounds like a nice idea. I've made reading pillows, but I didn't use a zipper. I made an envelope style. Oh, okay. I've always made my pillows with a zipper. Um, and you know why I've done the zippers? Because that way they could put as much stuffing as they want inside of it, and then but with the envelope style, that's not a bad idea too, because with the envelope style, all you have to do is you just take another envelope, I mean another envelope. Oh my god. Another pillow. You take a pillow and you put it inside the envelope. But what I'm always afraid of is that when I sew the envelope pillow, that it might not be the right size. Like I may make it a little bit too big or too small, and then the pillow that I wanted to insert it may not look right. So honestly, it's like being safe. You put the little zipper on there, and all you got to do is just stuff it, stuff it, stuff it. So if the envelope, the pillow doesn't fit good in the pillowcase, then all you got to do is just buy the filler, and then you just fill it up and zip it. That's how, it kind of helps with the mistake. Because sometimes when they say a quarter of an inch or half an inch and stuff, sometimes I do okay with it. Sometimes I don't, because sometimes when I'm trying to sew straight, it doesn't really sew straight. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Hey, Leanna, how you doing? Hey, Susan, how are you? Um, Oh, she's talking about her weather and stuff. It's starting to get cold in Virginia. We had a couple of days where the weather was really, really nice. Then it started to get cold. And I was like, ugh. So yeah, we're back with coats and stuff. Someday YouTube will allow us to upload pictures in the chat. Oh, hopefully, yeah. That would be cool if they did that. Finally caught a live video. Hey Linda, how are you? Hey Jane. Oh, Bernard, I want to make a Bible cover. Oh, you know what? Book covers. We can sew book covers and we can embroider the book covers. That would be a cool project to do. I like that idea, Jane. Um, Let me see. Yes. Okay. Alma put in there. I have sewn with yarn. It's called coaching. And it turned out fantastic. Yes. Alba, I have seen people do this with the sewing machine. Yes, it is called coaching. And I was doing this with the multi machine, but this was too thick for what I wanted. So it did come out good. No, you guys are going to be like, what the heck? And I had to take it off the shirt. Okay. Because at first, I was sewing it, and then I said, "Oh, what the heck? I'll leave it anywhere." But then, when I saw how it was looking, I said, "You know what, Jeanette? You better take this yarn off that sweatshirt, because if you start wearing it out in public, people are going to be like, okay, so what is that supposed to be?" So I was like, people are going to be like, that don't look right. So I didn't want to deal with that. So I was like, okay, let me just undo it. And stuff. And I'll just do a regular applique with zigzag stitches and stuff. Hey Jackie, how are you? Learned so much since finding you. Continue to learn. Love to work on projects. Been sewing since I was in middle school. Oh, that would be cool. I used to make clothes for my nieces and grandchildren. Gotten away from it, but I started to do it again. Thank you for your time and help. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, that's so cool. And I did sew one shirt when I got my serger. Okay. And I bought a pattern. There's a place called Ally and Mac. And I bought a pattern. It was pretty inexpensive. It was about like $5 or something like that. It was real cheap. It wasn't much. And it was my first time dealing with a pattern and printing out all the pages and taping them all together and then cutting them out and then getting the fabric and laying it and cutting out all the pieces of the fabric. I actually liked that. That was actually fun. I was kind of like, this is pretty cool. And then I remember talking with my mom on FaceTime while I was on the serger trying to So the sleeves with the, the shirt, and the front and the back of the shirt, and then doing the collar, and then doing the edges of the thing. It was just a regular shirt, and it came out okay. I mean, it came out a little bit crooked, but for me it was fine, but one of the things that I was thinking was, the more I practice, I'm sure the better I'm going to get. And I still have the pattern too. And because you keep your patterns, you just fold them up, put them in little envelopes and stuff. And I had so much fun with it. So and that is one thing too. I did save my money, and I bought the new Brother Serger, the Airflow 3000. Now that serger is back ordered. Okay. So I had bought the serger back in November. And as soon as I get it, I will do an unboxing. That serger is supposed to be the serger where you just press a button and it threads itself. Okay. It has like air or something, and it just threads itself. The serger that I have right now is the Brother 1034DX, and that one you actually have to manually thread all four yarns, okay? Unless you're doing a roll hem, and that like took me forever to learn, but then I finally got it. That you do 3 yarns with a roll hem, and then 4 with the regular, regular serger stitch, for clothes. So yeah, but I want to use my serger more, especially, and I better use my serger more, especially now that I'm getting another serger. Yeah, I'm excited about getting that, and I can't wait. I know they are in back ordered, because I go, I've been calling the sewing shop, and she's like, they're still back ordered and stuff. And I'm kind of like, ugh, you know, because I wanted to get it for Christmas. But yeah, but I don't know. Can't wait to get it though. So I'm looking forward to that one, because it's going to be really cool to see how that serger works. It's supposed to be the serger of all sergers, so we'll see. Um, we'll see how that goes and stuff. Oh, Amma says she got the PR 680. Only used it a little. Embroidered a Christmas tree skirt. Oh, you are going to love that machine, and you're going to end up embroidering a lot. So I think you should start embroidering like during Christmas. You should try stockings and all that kind of stuff. Do hats, do shirts, do scarves and stuff like that. But have fun with that machine and stuff. Can you share Liliana's YouTube channel? Oh, yes, Liliana, I think you are on here. If you are on here, can you please put the link to your YouTube channel in the chat so that folks can, because I'm always talking about your channel because I love your stuff. I think she put it. Did you put it on there? If you didn't, Liliana, please do it. And if she doesn't, I will put it in the video description of this video, because I'm always talking about her channel because I just love it. I just love watching her stuff. I really do. I mean, she did a video also about she embroidered patches for sweatshirts for her daughter. Really cute, like elbow patches. Came out gorgeous. I'm telling you, that's the reason why I like her channel, is because she doesn't do like the same stuff all the time. She goes out of the box. I mean, she does everything. I mean, it's like I really like, you learn. I mean, it's like taking it to the next level. I mean, the doing patches on plastic, I learned that from her. I learned the patches on the twill, the little twills that I have. I learned all that from her. I mean, I learned so much. So yeah, Joanna, don't worry. I will make sure to post it and stuff. I do jackets, winter overalls, and I use the clamps, and they have different sizes for different parts. Yes, the clamps are really, because, and that's the thing too, is that's one thing that Liliana had taught me. And thank God she said that, because I would not have thought, because you always think the mighty hoops are so strong that nothing is ever going to move, but that's not true. I'm not saying that they're not good. They're very good. Believe me, they're worth the money. But the thing is that sometimes your material can be so thick that you got to use the clamps to really make sure that the mighty hoop is really clamped down on the fabric, because you don't want that fabric to shift. I did not think about that until thankfully when I called her about those jackets, she mentioned it, and she was like, no, 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 use the clamps because it's going to really secure the jacket. And I was like, what do you mean secure the jacket? And then until she said that, I didn't like look at it and then saw how it could move. And I was like, oh, thank God she said something to me, because if I could have put it in the machine without the clamps, and then God forbid it shift, that would have been like an expensive oops. So yeah, but yeah, clamps is you need clamps. You really do. Oh, Robin put the name of her YouTube channel on there. Yep, and she's in the chat. Oh, yep. Hey Terry, how are you? Oh, you're very welcome. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying the channel. You're learning and stuff, because that's my goal. That is my goal. Hey, Sandra. Oh my God. I was showing everybody your portrait. I love it. You have no idea how much I love that thing. Oh my God. And it is going right there. I already got a nail on the wall and I took it down. So it is going right there. So I can see it every day in my sewing room and stuff. Hey, have you learned a lot from your channel? Also, Nancy, your sister. Yeah, Nancy loves the knitting. I'm telling you, she loves the knitting. Felt so bad. I was supposed to do her. She did her live last Saturday, and I wasn't on it and stuff. I always get sidetracked and stuff. So I know she's probably pissed at me. She's probably like, "Oh, you're not on my live." I'm like, "Oh, gotta support her." So I gotta make sure I'm there tomorrow, because it'll be her first live of the year, I think. Will it be? No, I don't think so, because I think that's the second Saturday. I'm looking now. No, it is. It's the first live of the year. Yes, it is, because it's the 7th. So yeah. So I have to make sure that I watch her and stuff. Leslie says she did some blankets for families, embroidering names, knockdown, came out. Have to work on getting it lined up better. But you know what? Those blankets are so easy to do, and it makes such great gifts. I'm telling you, my cousin Betty just got hers. I just did the beat on hers, and that's the one that I did the video on the 1900. Those, I mean, blankets are always a hit. They truly are. Oh, she said she's here. She is here, but she can't hear the live. They're having problems with their internet. Oh man. Okay. Oh, good. Oh, yes, Liliana. Oh, let me show that. Hold on, show. There you go. I didn't know that it was either a show or a hide. I had to click show and stuff. Okay, Liliana in Bro Print now. Her YouTube channel URL is on there. Okay. And also, if you guys don't know, the Crafty Puerto Rican, she's on the chat. She has a YouTube channel as well. And she does rhinestones. And she does some nice ones too. So you may want to check her out. Just type the Crafty Puerto Rican and you'll see. You can pull out her thing. Hey Ruth, how you doing? I have had some very good information from all the subscribers. It's wonderful. Oh, great. I'm glad. I'm glad that you're enjoying it and that people are helping us. Cool. Hey chat. I wish there was videos on the SE 1900 like you did. They should be because I'm hoping there isn't much difference. No, there chat. Okay, chat. If you follow the videos on the 1900s, you should be good with the SE 2000. Okay, there are some differences, but it's not a lot. Okay, it's really not a lot. Your machine is faster. Okay, it can stitch up to 850. And also you have Wi-Fi capability on your machine, and you just have like a couple of more designs and stuff. And your machine also cuts it jump stitches. Okay. So, but I recommend look at them. You're going to see that there are some similarities to both machines. Okay. So don't think that because you have the SE 2000 that you wouldn't benefit from those other ones. You, you'll see they're very similar. It's just very few things that are going to be different. Okay. So you should be okay and stuff. Like the organization of paperwork. Okay, more in brilliance. Jane needs more in brilliance. Okay, I can do that. Oh, in brilliance, Liliana said, yes, always do a sample for your customers, but remember, not all customers are the same. Some customers think we work for free, and this is not real work. So don't let your customers set your prices. Totally agree with Liliana on that. Okay. I always like to do samples. Okay. But samples for me serve two purposes. First of all, it serves a purpose for the customer. So the customer sees how it's going to look and everything like that. And the thing is, I'm at a point where I'm like, hey, I could use the practice. So it to me it serves me in that for self-fulfilling to know I can do it. Okay. However, though, yes, I customers do not drive my price. They never did, they never will. And this is how I see it also is when I set a price on how I'm going to do a job, I consider my price to be fair. Okay. If they think, if they're not going to agree to a certain price, then that's fine. I'm okay with that. I mean, or they can go somewhere else. That's really truly how I feel, because I look at it this way. I'm not the one that needs the item. They are. Okay. And if they feel that they can go somewhere else and get it cheaper or get it better, I don't want them to feel any kind of way. So I'm like, then, if you don't feel comfortable with this situation, then that's fine. I want you to feel comfortable. So go and do your thing. Do your thing. But at the end of the day, I do not want to feel like I got taken advantage of. Just like I don't want my customer to feel like they're being taken advantage of, because my whole thing when I set the prices is not to take advantage of anybody. Okay. It's all about being fair. That's how I see it. Okay. I'm being fair to the customer, but most importantly, I have to be fair to me too. Because if you don't feel good about the situation, if you feel that you're being cheated and all that kind of stuff, then what happens is you start to feel bad and you're not going to enjoy what you're doing. You really aren't. So why do it then? That's how I see it. Then why do it? Because it's not going to make you feel good. It really isn't. You're going to feel like you got taken advantage of. And nobody likes that feeling. So why do it? So yeah, it's about being fair to me. To me, it's about being fair. I'm not there to rob people, but at the same time, I don't want them robbing me. So I totally agree with her. When she says, some customers think that we work for free. No. And this is the other thing too. When I do samples, when I'm talking about doing samples, okay, I'm talking about I take a piece of fabric and I cut it a square and I embroider on that. So it's not like they can do something with it. Okay. I'm not taking one of their shirts and I'm embroidering it and saying, here's your sample. So that way they get a free shirt out of me. What I do is I have fabric and I cut them in little squares and stuff like that. And then I embroider it just so they could see how it's going to look. Okay. That's how it's going to look. I don't embroider it on their products. I embroider it on their products after I get my money. Okay. After I tell them this is how much it's going to cost, when you give me the money up front, that's how I do it. I don't do 50%, because I've even had customers come on and say, well, I'll give you half the money. No, I want you give me the whole money, because when you order something, like you buy something from Macy's or you order something on Etsy or online and stuff like that, you pay the full price. You don't pay half. Okay. So no, you pay. And then once you pay, the machine gets turned on. If I don't see the money, I don't turn on the machine. It's that simple. That's just how I work. Okay. That's how I always do. Um, by you doing that, you have a customer for a lifetime. Hey, walk by faith. Yeah, I mean, and I look at it as also walk by faith. I mean, it was my mistake. I sent the item to the wrong place. I mean, that didn't have anything to do with her. And I did, and I know that that's stressful. Think about it. You're in Christmas, you're thinking you're getting this like really special, awesome gift for your mom, and then it went to a whole other place, you know? So I felt bad. I was kind of like, shoot, that was my mistake. I didn't hit the save button, you know? So sometimes you got to do the right thing, That's how I look at it. And for me, that was the right thing to do. I returned the money and then I sent her the item and stuff. Jeanette, not soft. You're caring. Yeah, I am. Oh, Liliana said, yes, shipping this past 2020 was also crazy for Celeste Etsy business. UPS really gave us a hard time losing our order. Yeah, we had to replace all the orders. Oh, shoot. That sucks. Yeah. Luckily this year, all the orders got delivered. The one order that got lost, that was my fault. Had nothing to do with the post office, had nothing to do with the customer. It was just I didn't hit that freaking save button. But I tell you what, I will always hit the save button now. I'll never forget to hit the save button. That's for sure. Sometimes you got to learn the hard way. And then that's how you really learn good. My mom used to tell me that all the time. You got a hard head. You got to learn the hard way. She used to always tell me that. It's true. And stuff. So, oh well. You are what we call thrifty. That's right. I like my money in my pocket. Miss Banks, we missed you. Happy New Year. How you doing? Oh, don't believe that you have a customer for life. Some customers stay because you do the extra. But once you don't, they move. And I have some of those that don't want to pay the money. Yeah, that is true. That is true. People going to come and go in your life. I'm telling you. Yeah. But to me, the most important unknown caller. To me, the most important is to always make sure that you don't feel taken advantage of. I don't know who that is. It's a missed call. I guess they probably thought, oh well, if it's important, they'll call again. That's how I see it. Hi, Eve. How are you? Thanks. Yes. Oh, yeah. We got 90 watching, only 34. Oh, we got 67 likes and stuff. Let's get that like button. It helps the channel, seriously. Oh, love your font, the shirt and the font. Oh, thank you. Yes, I embroidered this. These are all different fonts too, by the way. These are all different fonts and stuff. I got this idea from Harmony. That's how she did my my mask. She embroidered a face mask, and I have the face mask in my pocketbook downstairs and stuff. Yeah, let me see. Oh, I think I skipped it and I lost it. Let me see. Oh, how come it looks like it's hiding all of Liliana's stuff? I wonder why. Oh, could that be done on? Yes, it can. We can do. Yes, you can do something like this on the SC1900. Hey, Miss Max. Yes, Fossil is fantastic. I think everybody loves him. He does amazing work. He really, really does. And what I really love is his customer service skills. Awesome. Yeah, he is really, really good and stuff. Look at that. Crafty Puerto Rican has used him too and stuff. Oh, Leanne, when purchasing embroidery designs, does anyone use prepaid cards? I don't have PayPal or Venmo. I usually Well, okay, purchasing embroidery designs and getting a design digitized, two different things. Okay. When you're buying embroidery designs, usually you go on a website. You could use any kind of credit card to buy a design that's already done. When I am working with Fossil, I always pay him through PayPal. That's how I pay him. Um, how do you contact Fossil? Walk by Faith, he is right in our Facebook group. Okay. He is in our Facebook group. The company is, I believe, is Focus Digitizing. That's his that's his I mean, not Facebook group, his company. And he's part of our Facebook group. So yeah. Oh, another digitizer is victordigitizing.net. That's another one that I use if he's too busy. But a lot of times he's on it and stuff. He'll let you know, Veronica, if he can't do something right away. He will definitely let you know. But he's usually very good. And what I really like is his turnaround. You give him something to do and he does it right, he does it pretty good and stuff. Hey Sandra, so happy that you liked Mel. Yes, I love your portrait of Mello. Oh my God. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous, Sandra. You did a wonderful job. You really did. Um, yes, focus digitizing. There you go. Crafty Puerto Rican put it there. He's really, really good. And his prices are reasonable too. And everything. So, he's not one of those, I mean, and you got to remember too, I mean, this is another thing that I tell people, always remember, you know just like as embroiderers we have to be careful with our pricing, digitizers have to be careful with their pricing too. Okay, so a lot of times, just like customers don't want to pay us for some embroidery work, I mean, I'm sure Fossil, has to deal with people don't want to pay for the digitizing. And you got to remember, digitizing is a skill. All right. And, I mean, you're talking about thousands and thousands and thousands of stitches. Okay. To take a image and convert it to a stitch file, that takes skill. So, to me, it's like I don't mind paying for a very well digitized design. Don't have a problem with it, and stuff. So, never learned how to set it up on the QuickBooks. I'll try to do something. I really will. Because there's Marsha, there is just so many people that have asked me about that. Um Hey Sandra. Oh, broke her toe. Oh man, I hope you get better. Get better, Sandra. And stuff. Let's see. Got in Brilliance Enthusiast for Christmas, and I want to learn more about editing designs this year. Hey Deborah, how you doing? Um, I will be doing more on the In Brilliance. We're gonna have to explore more on that and stuff. Let's see. Hey Annette, how you doing? I do a lot of embroidery for Christmas. The towels and not just monograms. The Pokemon characters. That's cool. Um, let's see, Jeanette and everybody. I've been here since the beginning. I forgot to hit send. Hey, fabulous. How are you? Hey, J Love. How you doing? Oh, I'm glad that you like the channel. Hey, Jenny. Your topics are so informative. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Lisa. See, Vanette. Um, are you planning to go into any yes, I do. I plan this year. I am going to be keeping my eye out, and I will make sure that when I see something like an embroidery event or something like that, I will definitely let you guys know. Last year, I went to the Sew and Quilt Expo with Miss Banks, and I met some of you guys over there. That was a lot of fun. I really had a really great time. That was really, really nice. And I plan on doing that again. I definitely do want to do that and stuff. Um, hey Lisa, how you doing? Oh, my question is about Etsy. I could never get my product on their main page when people see it. What do you think I did wrong? Okay, Lisa, what I would do, going on the main page is pretty tricky, okay? Because what it is when people are searching for a particular item, okay, sometimes what it is you want your item to be kind of like on the top. So what I would do is make sure that you're using the right keywords. And I don't know if they call it keywords or tags or something like that. Um, One thing that I would do is I would look at erank.com. And you know what? Maybe I need to do a video on erank to show you guys how I use that. And you don't even have to pay for it. It's free. Okay. Now they have a subscription. Okay. But I never do the subscription. I just use the free stuff. And matter of fact, Lisa, I'm glad you asked that question. Maybe we need to talk about that next Friday so that I can show you guys how to do the e-rank, because it's the tools out there and it can help you to search on how to properly like list your items on Etsy and all that kind of stuff. And I want to write that down because that would actually be a good topic for next Friday. I kind of like that topic because I like it because, like I said, kind of fills in with what I want to do this year. I want to make sure we save money. And that is a tool that if you could just use the free portion of that tool, that will help you. Because I have a feeling that what it is you probably just need to work on your tags and how your title is. You know what I'm saying? Because people search for certain things and stuff. So we'll talk more on that this coming Friday. So now you guys know what we're going to be talking about next Friday. Let's talk about how I'm going to talk to you guys about that eRank, because eRank is pretty good. It's a tool that I use, and it's really going to help you guys to at least do some more research to help you with your listings and stuff. So Lisa, thanks so much for asking that. So that way I can help you guys for on doing that. And I'll do it on StreamYard so I could share my screen so that way you guys can see. Okay. Hope to get to meet you this year. Oh, that would be cool. Yes, Vanette. That would be really cool. Hey, 83, how you doing? My current embroiderer is making some team flags for families of my husband's basketball girls to wave. Oh, that'll be cool. The envelope style. You can remove it and wash it. That is true. You can do that. Yeah. Hey, Becky, how are you? Found it after my husband, purchased me a brother 1055X. Man, you got a good gift. I already learned so much from you, and I don't have the machine yet. Would love to see. Oh, Becky, you're going to love that machine. I'm telling you. My favorite feature is actually the camera. And if you watch the videos, you see I use the camera all the time because I'm always scanning it, and it always shows exactly where you're going to embroider. That's my very favorite feature of the 10 needle machine and stuff. But yeah, we will explore that machine some more so that way you can be more familiar with it and stuff. Really glad I found your channel. Oh, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here and stuff. And join the Facebook group too and stuff, because that way if you get stuck with something, just ask your question and we can all jump in and help you. Okay. Let's see. Doing yarn and multi needles, very dangerous. Seems so great. Yes, Evelyn. Well, wait till you guys see the video tomorrow, because I did the yarn. I did this on the PR 1055X. Very dangerous. Totally agree. That's why I said chopsticks. Chopsticks are your friend. Just go out, treat yourself to some really cute chopsticks, sewing, embroidery. That way you can save your fingers. I'm telling you, because you don't want to mess up the fingers, because you're going to see it in the video. You're going to be like, ooh, that would not have been good if it was her finger, because it broke a needle and stuff. So I was like, ugh, that was not a good thing. Let's see. Is there anything else out there? Hey, Leslie. Baby lock sergers use edge threading technology. Yeah, and I don't know why brother took a long time. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I did not know that there were sergers out there with the air technology. until my sister said, "Look at the airflow." And then when I saw the airflow, I said, "I want that." So yeah, but it's back ordered. It's back ordered. But if I don't get it soon, I'm thinking I might talk to Susie and say, "Okay, can I purchase one that you do have in stock? You know, that has the air technology, because it doesn't have to be brother. I just want a easier serger to work with and stuff." So yeah, so we'll see what happens, because I really would love to get the new one that they have and stuff. Hey Eve, how are you? She's doing her dinner napkins. Um, Let me see. I had Victor digitize passages for a car club. Yeah, and Victor is really, really good too. Yeah, he's in Brazil. Yes, Sandra. Um, Victor digitized Mello. Yes, and I've used him also. He is in Brazil. But the only thing with Victor is I remember once I had something digitized, and it wasn't his fault. It's just that I needed a small change. And when I reached out, I never heard back. So that's what I mean about like with Fossil. It's like with Fossil, I the communication is always there. So I always feel like, I can go to him, and if I need a minor change and stuff like that, he'll do it on the fly for me, and it's okay. You know what I mean? But with other digitizers, because sometimes they're so busy, and Victor is busy, it's like he just takes the order, does it, and then pushes it out, and then that's it. So it's kind of hard to communicate sometimes. So that was the only thing. So that's why, to me, like, Victor ended up becoming my like backup person. Fazil's usually the first person I go to, because I like the customer service, especially when I'm dealing with a customer locally. I sometimes I need it to be perfect. Because well, I need it to be perfect all the time. But if it's something for me, I don't mind, because it's mine. But if it's for a customer, I really want it to be the best. I want it to really look good and stuff. But he does very, very good work too. He really does. I really like the way Victor does work as well. So, guys, I think I went down the whole chat and I said hi to you guys. So, listen, man, we are in 2023. And yeah, and I can see my embroidery happy hours are not staying at an hour, it's staying at like 2 hours and stuff. But what the heck, we have fun anyway. So, I always like to just talk my topic in the very, very beginning. And then at the end, I really do like to interact with you guys in the chat and stuff, and see whatever questions and concerns you have, and just say hi to you guys, because to be honest, it's like, this channel wouldn't exist if it wasn't for you. So, I really do like to have that exchange with you and everything. But okay, so I have the topic for next week. We're going to talk about eRank. Okay. I want you guys to see that tool, because, like I said, there's a free version to it. And I want to show you guys how I use it, because I got a feeling this is going to help you guys. Okay. I know there's other tools out there that kind of help with with the ranking and all that kind of stuff, but they kind of want you to pay like a subscription and all that kind of stuff. I'm all about saving money. My thing is, you could, if you want to buy stuff, certain things. And if you like this and you want to do the subscription, I never did. I've been using it now for 3 years, and I've been using the free stuff. And it works just fine for me. So, I'm just saying, just want to share it. So I do want to share that, because since the young lady asked about her listing not really getting on the top, I'm not saying, that it's going to be a guaranteed thing. This is how you're going to get all your listings on the top, but it is a good tool to have. So that way you guys can get a better idea of what kind of tags to put on your listings to try to get the most views from them. And even to see how your shop is doing. So I'll even put my shop up there. Okay. I'll put it up there so you guys can see how it analyzes my shop and all that kind of stuff. So that way, when you look at it, you can put it in your shop and you can see how yours look. Okay. So anyway, guys, so yeah, so E-Rank is next week. Okay. So I will talk to you guys later. And so I'm going to let you guys go because it is what? It is almost 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, I'm going to get to bed because early in the morning, I'm going to embroider a couple of more samples for my customer. He's supposed to be coming over to the house at around 11 tomorrow. So I want to make sure I have everything nicely laid out along with threads for him to pick. And he's going to be bringing over the blank shirt. So I want to make sure that, I look at the blanks and make sure that good and show him the type of stabilizers I'm going to be using, same old song and dance and stuff. And then I already know the kind of pricing that I'm going to offer, but I just need to make sure how many shirts and everything he has, and I'll invoice him up and say this is how much it's going to be. And as soon as you send me the money, then I can turn on those machines and you'll have your shirts. So yeah, so that's a local order that I got going on. So yeah, and then I also want to start working on some new designs for my shop as well, because I've been thinking of new designs for my kitchen towels and my dinner napkins and all that kind of stuff. I didn't want to put them out for Christmas, this past Christmas, because I kind of already had a tough time keeping track with the orders that I was already getting, right? So now I want to gradually put it in, and I want to start stitching them out, taking the photos, and listing them in my shop. So that way, Mother's Day, because usually I notice the pattern for my shop, very busy Mother's Day, Father's Day, and Christmas. Those are my hot spots for my shop from, all the stuff that I've been looking at. So I want to prepare for Mother's Day, and I want to put more selection out there for the folks that shop in my store. So anyway, so guys, hope you guys liked tonight's video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I do embroidery happy hour every Friday, 8 o'clock. And I'm going to keep pumping out those videos so we can all learn how to sew, embroider, and do great things. So you guys have a great weekend. Thanks so much for all the support. I really appreciate it. Love you guys all. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, later, next week, Friday. But I will be posting the video tomorrow on the yarn. Okay? So I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Have a good night.